Okay. All right. So, like all of you that are there, Ganesh, Karman, and all of you. Okay, if you guys want us to join your video, that'd be great. But if you don't, please participate in the session. Like there are already less people, so as many views as you can get on this, it'd be perfect. So, do all four of you know like what body positivity is? What we are here for? The theme today is body positivity. So, do all of you know what those words mean, guys?
I think
Johan,
just
Parth, and Akshay.
feeling good of yourself, like feeling good the way how you look.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else? Johan, Kanishk, Parth? What do you guys think body positivity is? Like when I say those words, or whenever you see any Instagram post or any article relating body positivity and people spreading the awareness, what do you think they're trying to convey to the people? Guys, please share
Maybe
your
like
opinion.
the general idea is about generally people make fun of like when they are abnormal or when they're looking too fat. They're people generally comment about them. So maybe it is just an awareness that they are also among us. They're also human, so should not
Yeah,
treat them so very awkward, something like that.
true, very true. Yeah. So, like, according to me, whenever someone tells me that this is something relating body positivity, whenever I look at any post of body positivity, I feel that whenever I look at myself in the mirror, even if my size is increased or even if I'm just the same as I was yesterday, I shouldn't feel conscious. Like, whatever I see in the mirror, I should be in love with with the image that I see in the mirror. No matter if the size of my t-shirt has gone bigger or if I've reduced weight, I shouldn't feel conscious about how I am in front of anyone. Like you guys know how we are so, and body positivity I feel is a theme that everybody on some level can relate, because at every point and at some point in all of our lives we have felt very insecure about how we look. Like if someone is too tall, someone is too short, really thin, really fat. The body positivity is basically telling like the general idea of beautiful or pretty the society has set, like you have to have fair skin, you have to look thin, you have to wear good clothes and stuff. Those are general ideas that are set by people. There was no hard and fast rule that everyone was born with, that beautiful means you need to be fair and you need to be thin. There was no hard and fast rule like that. So that was a rule that society just made around, and that was just spread about. And that rule, like that idea was followed for so many generations, and people were made to feel very conscious because of that. Like I've actually known people who go on rigorous diets. Like they go on to those diets where they start skipping meals, they eat half of their appetite, which is not healthy. Like there are diet regimens and workout routines, those are really healthy if you follow them properly. But eating half of your appetite, like eating a meal in half, you take this much amount of rice, you just like literally have half the amount because you want to look thin, that is not right. Trying to lose weight is not wrong, like that is definitely healthy for our body, but going to extreme limits always is a very severe effect that we have on our body. And I mean, I've known people who don't even do it because they want to be healthy, just because everyone just called things I'm really fat. Like I'm really fat, I need to lose weight. Why do we have that idea? It's okay if you are a little heavy, and it's okay if you're super skinny. How does it matter? So that is, according to me, when someone tells me body positivity, like there's this thing on body positivity that you should read. So that's where I get excited, because it's something relating to this theme that I told you guys about. So anyone else wants to add any views, the members, anyone? Just like,
So I wanted to add something. Like,
yeah.
generally when you think of healthy, we think of, sorry, when you think about healthy, we have what do we have a BMI, right? So it's like based on your height, your weight, like that's how you calculate it. So generally what happens is I'm 5'4" and centimeters, God knows, right? So try to do some mathematical conversions and then you guys figure it out by yourself.
Yeah.
So if the scale is from, let's say, 120 pounds to 130 pounds, okay, people automatically assume that you need to be to that end. You need to be on the lower half, right? You need to be like 120 or less. No one really considers the 130 like part of it, right? It's still healthy. You're healthy. They're not calling it healthy just for fun, right? It's healthy. But I generally think that people just think like, okay, healthy means like there are a lot of people who are may look fine, but health like they're malnutrition of nutrients on the inside. So we need to be aware that like when even I'm quick to judge people too. Like I'm like, yeah, this person probably is like lazy, doesn't work out, whatever, right? Like that's just something like I say this word a lot. It's like microaggressions. We have those little things that come in our life a lot. But it's up to us to stop it because we can't just be like, okay, this is society, blah blah blah. Like no, like when you see someone, don't say like, okay, yeah, they don't work out. They probably do work out, right? Like I mean, they walk around. That's enough, right? You don't have to be a mass bodybuilder to be healthy. You're fine, right? So I think that's something that I wanted to focus on. Like you can be healthy, just lie anywhere on that spectrum and you're fine. That's what I wanted to add on to the discussion. I loved what Trishti said. It was really good. Good job. Okay.
Okay, guys, any of you, like all four of you also have joined, say something about what you feel, like adding more on to the topic. Anyone?
You know, okay, can I go?
Go ahead, go ahead. Yeah, of
So
course. Go ahead.
if anybody read the media of the month, there like Britney runs a marathon. There's this one quote that like Britney goes to her doctor's place. She's like a little bit overweight. Okay, a lot overweight, but then still. And this is not just for the looks of it. It's actually because she is her health is not proper, and she needs to actually reduce because she has some health problems. So she goes to her doctor's place, and the doctor says something stereotypical, like, don't you wanna like be thin and stuff. So Britney says this one line which I found very beautiful. She says, "All body types are beautiful. You totally missed the point of those Dove ads." It's kind of like, did you guys get it? Like I really
Yeah,
like
yeah,
those Dove ads, and those, I don't know, all those ads are actually really helpful if you see.
yeah,
That's it.
very true. Yeah. Okay.
Can I go next? Is
Yeah,
anybody?
sure. Go ahead. Just go ahead.
So, like before I was in social media, before anybody, in fact, was in social media, people never really thought about um, body positivity. I mean, they were always happy with themselves. But one thing that I've noticed is once you like start growing up and once you're um like at least 13, 14, you start to notice that other people around me look better than me, or maybe I should look better than them. That's something which always happens. I mean, maybe it's something which happens to everybody, but we should know that like everybody is different for a reason. Inside and out people are different, and that's how it's supposed to be. So don't compare yourself to other people, because you're your own person. So that goes with looks and with your qualities.
Very
So you
true. Well said, Arshika.
I have a point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so recently I was reading this page, like this article about how social media influences our, how we think and how we react to stuff. So I found this very beautiful thing. It says that our mind, it starts when you do something, it starts making social comparisons. So for suppose like you watch a lot of TV, then you watch a lot of detective TV, then you start making the comparison in your mind that, oh no, my career is not good enough, like look at their career. So social media has influenced a lot, like how we think, we should be thin, or like how body positivity, like social media makes a lot of changes over there. And like there's this very popular technique that the article says we should do. It's like, tell your mind that that level is different and our level is different. Like this, our mind like automatically forms these social comparison levels, and we can actually talk to our mind and tell it to stop and think about what our level actually should be.
It's a really different piece of information. I've never heard that before. That was pretty interesting. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone wants to add? Yes.
So what I would like to say is that body positivity, it's a very good what is it, a topic or awareness that everyone should have. But what I suggest is positivity should be like people should not take advantage of this positivity and should not lose their fitness or healthiness, because it doesn't mean that it is a very important fact that one should not be judged by their looks or how they look, how fit they are, how fat they are. That is a main criteria. But what I say is, with the advantage of taking the body positivity, we must not say others as discriminate others, like saying he's fat so he does not belong to a group. Instead of that, but basic fitness or healthiness should be maintained, even though because people should not take advantage of this fact that is body positivity, so I can be however I have, because like that is a good thing. But what in the future, if we maintain a healthy body, there is also a greater fact that so people should not take advantage of this fact, but they should uh, take this fact to an only essential places where it should be maintained or used. So I would like to say that.
True. Very well. Yeah. Like actually that was that I wanted to highlight today in some part of the conversation. It's like I actually, you know how there are feminists, then there are anti-feminists. Like any good movement, anything good that starts up, there are always some people who have to go against it. So like this, I was actually talking to some people, and like I saw on some people's stories, it's like some people, it's true. What Kanish said was actually really properly put into words, that body positivity, it's not an excuse to, and it's not an excuse for remaining healthy. If you're obese, that could lead to some health problems and cholesterol problems and all of that. But I know a lot of people, like I've actually seen people, there are people I know who may be a little heavier than me, but they can run more. They are actually, they go on the treadmill, they can go longer than I can. So it's not that people, it's not like people have the stereotype that if she's heavy, then she is only made for short put. Like she can only throw stuff. She can't do the relay. So that's not necessary. Like I've seen
That
people,
happens in our school also. That happens in our school also.
this sort of,
How, like
Happens everywhere, man.
I've literally seen house captains and like like house in charges literally do that. Like, sorry, Shrishti, continue.
okay. But then like I've seen this idea. Actually, I saw this idea in CIRS once. In front of me, someone was like, "This person's heavy, so let's just put them for short put." So I found that idea really stupid. How do you know if someone's short put? How is it necessary that they just have strength? Just because they have extra like muscle, that doesn't mean that they have strength. That's not necessary. And I know a lot of skinny people who are very, very strong. So there's like these sort of biases that we put, that if she's skinny, then she's just made for the track. If he's heavy, then just let's put him for short put. Like all of those biases that have been put around by society and just general mindsets, all of those are wrong. Like those should not be followed. And yes, that's true that body positivity should not be like, you can't just excuse your, it's not right. Like if I'm, for example, if I'm eating only junk food 24/7, I'm eating only junk food 3 times a day and not working out at all, not taking care of my body at all, then like giving myself the label that I follow body positivity, I believe in that. So it's not necessary if I work out, I'm fine, I'm beautiful anyway. You're beautiful, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're healthy. So that is one thing that's true that everyone should be knowing about. That's a very perfect thing that Kanish said. So that, yeah, and anyone else has more points on this topic if you want to add something, because this is a really important thing that comes along with body positivity. Anyone else wants to add anything?
Well, yeah, I have something. So there is a social icon. Me and Spurti were previously talking about her. She's well known for her awareness of body positivity and body shaming, actually. Her name is Lizzo, and she's a artist, okay? She's an artist, and I think she's a pop artist, but she also raps and all that stuff. Okay, she's a really talented person. So she is a little heavier to her height, and generally people will term her as obese, right? They will term her and be like, okay, she's obese. So what happens is I follow her on Instagram, right? So
What's
what
her name?
happens? Lizzo. So it's Lizzo. I think there's maybe 3 or 2 Z's in that. So what happens is she's just trying to be comfortable with herself and in her own body, right? She puts whatever on she wants on her Instagram that makes her feel good about herself. Whether that's wearing bikinis or that's, just dancing. It's what she feels comfortable in. So generally, to get a perspective on other people, I generally scroll through the comments, not to fuel hate. I don't do anything in the comments, but to see what people have to say about her, right? So what generally happens is like, why are you guys supporting obese people? She needs to work out. And she does work out. She shows her metabolism is just comparatively slow. And I don't think she's not healthy. She works out and she is not exactly on a diet, but she controls her portions. She eats what she wants and she controls it as well as works out. So the way she does everything that a normal person would do, except her body is a little slower in metabolism. So when you support people like that, it doesn't generally mean that, oh, okay, like, you know, we're supporting obesity. We are literally, she's like halfway there to her death already. But why do you have to comment on their life, right? I mean, what goes around comes around. If you put that hate out for someone else, most likely you're going to get it back, because there is an insecurity for all of us. We each have our flaws. For me, it's my nose because I barely have one. Like it's like that for everyone, right? Everyone has their own insecurities. So kind of going back, I kind of diverted from the topic a little bit, but I wanted to mention the point of Lizzo. If you guys just go on her Instagram and just see, you guys will be able to see, like, you know, okay, this is, you know, what's happening. And she's a well-known person as well. So there's a lot of positivity, but also we can't always focus on the positivity, because that is okay. We have to focus on the problem and find the solution. That's why we need to pay attention to the hate and develop a perspective with everything, right? With positive and negativity. To find that balance is where we get the solution. And that's the middle ground. So that's what Shrishti said, you know, just because they're fat doesn't mean they can't run. Just because, you know, Liz is a little overweight doesn't mean she's not healthy.
Right. You know, just one point, last point. Lizzo, whatever, however it's pronounced. There's this one more, Mindy Kaling. If anybody has heard, she's an Indian, I think, and then she's in Ocean's 8. If anybody has seen it, the Indian girl who does the diamonds. So I don't know if she has any page, because I don't know anything about social media. But then, you know, she has these popular talks and stuff. And she says that, you know, like my sister told me this story. It's like during her school time or whatever, she was really fat, and then she became really thin. Like she became really thin. She went on diet regimens and stuff, and then she realized that even when she became thin or when she was fat, people were still making judgments about her. And then she thought, if people are still going to make judgments when I'm thin or when I'm fat, then what's the point of me maintaining like she realized that all that she was doing was because people were thinking like that about her. So then now she's a little bit like overweight, but she's healthy. And then, you know, she also works out and stuff. And then she actually says that people are going to talk about you no matter what, so just live your life the way you want to. So yeah.
Like, you know, I would like to add something to what all of you guys said. Like, I feel now social media is definitely something that has a lot of benefits. Like, we're all connected with the rest of the world, and something is happening in America, everyone knows about it. We all have our views on it and everything. So, but one thing I feel that, like how Vinaya said, she goes through the comments just to see what other people have written about it, like what other people have commented on Lizzo, to see what their views are. So I feel social media is one place everywhere, just you want or not, everyone will express their opinion. And a lot of people, based on the comments and the number of likes and all of that they receive, they limit themselves a lot. Like they become really conscious. And that, I feel that comes with the package. Like once you get into social media, once you get into all of that, once you get into any group, that comes with a package, that's sure. But then the reason why we need to learn about body positivity, self-love and all of that is because we can't, like we can try our best, but it's really hard to change the world around us. But it's comparatively easier to have a correct mindset and have a clear picture in our head. So, I mean, and it's, I have seen, like, I don't know over here, if you want to express, then that would be great. But then if any of you, or even me sometimes, if I'm ever conscious about how I look, how I'm looking, like my size and anything, the only thing I, like, you know, I immediately put a stop to myself, that how does it matter today if I'm looking a little fatter than I was a month ago? It's okay. I am still me. Like my personality does not change by how fat I become or how thin I become. The person I am, that remains me. So when, if that's not changing, then why do I need to why do I need to have another mindset about me inside? Like it's not good to limit yourself and become conscious and try to fit in and put your body through like a lot of stuff that you shouldn't be, like extreme diets, extreme workout. All of that is not healthy. if you know what limits you have, follow those. You don't need to break those and go to extreme limits just to become thin. So that is why body.
Adding, yeah.
What?
Sorry. No. I had
Even I
something to
had-
say and I got really excited because it sounded really cool in my head.
Yeah, same.
No, it makes you think about what is life. In the end, we're gonna die, right? We're just gonna be. It depends on how you want to die. Also, if you want to get burned up, also you got some ash. If you get buried, you're gonna become a skeleton. But we're all gonna die, right? and if you think about it, let's say I like payasam. Anyone who's at my table knows I like payasam. I will call the baya 50 times and ask him for payasam, and he will not give it to me, but that's okay. I will still ask, right? So for me, I'm not saying get 50 cups of payasam and stack it up like a pyramid and take one by one. I'm not saying that. But eat what you want. You eating what you want for one day is not going to change anything. You will not become obese or overweight if you take an extra cup of paneer. I'm not saying take 50 because there are some crackheads in our school who take 50 also, but don't take 50. But if you can take 2 or 3, if you can convince one of your friends to give them, like to let them give you their paneer, it's okay, take it. Have fun. Don't worry about how it's in. In the end, it's like 500 grams added to your weight. It's this much. You'll be fine. Don't constrain anything based on. Don't limit yourself when you eat. That's something that, like, I mean, I've never thought about it, but I've seen people do it before, and I'm just like, eat. If you like it, eat. So, yeah. Welcome.
Yeah, and I would like to add something to I would like to add something to Shrishti's point. She said about comments, like everybody is gonna comment on whatever you do. There's this amazing video of Slay Point where this whole Binod thing started, and it says ki like it's like whole. If you see the comment section, it's trash. Like everybody like there's this whole Binod thing started there, and that video is amazing. I thought it was amazing because it really says that the Indian comments are like trash. They literally say anything. So yeah, that was just adding to Shishti's.
You can never
Like
go.
they are constructive also, but then a lot of people just like that.
Yeah, like, random judgments thrown about in the comment section. You can find like half the stuff that you even read doesn't even make sense. Like people just want to put some sort of opinion. Like they just want to show that they have some sort of opinion, so they just put forward anything they know. And like even if they don't know much about the subject, I have actually when I was introduced to the topic of feminism, which was like earlier into this year, I was not much into it. I was not like really aware of what it was. I supported it, but I didn't exactly know there was a term and there were people fighting for a cause. So when I got introduced to the idea, I was just like going through some comments and I saw these anti-feminist pages. Like I told you guys in the starting, like there are feminists, then there will be anti-feminists too. So, and the sort of stuff they post, the sort of stuff they comment, it hardly ever makes sense. Like literally does not make sense. Not that it's bad or vulgar also. It doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to put some sort of opinion, some sort of judgment out there. Even if it's pointless, they want to. So you should really never go by the judgments that people show. There are very few people, like there was some psychological theory that you meet a number of people in your life, half of them you're not even going to remember, and the half of that, like the quarter, they might be remotely important to you, and a handful of them, only their judgments should ever matter to you. Like after that, jo bhi aaye bhag mein jaye. It's something like that. Like it's not that important. Like everyone in your meet in your life, every comment that you get, it's not that important. And like this happens, like I have seen, it's not something wrong, I wouldn't say it's something wrong, like people say that out of their goodwill, but then sometimes our parents or something, like if you eat too much, they say don't eat too much, moti ho jayegi. Like they say that, they don't mean it in a really wrong way, but some people get really conscious of that. So what I mean to say is that it's necessary to work out. It's necessary to do some sort of exercise because that keeps your body healthy. That has like a ton of other benefits, that general benefits, like it keeps your mind energetic, it keeps you healthy, it keeps you fresh. So all of that is there, but it's necessary to eat healthy. All of that is there, but then that doesn't mean that I need to become extremely conscious of what I have. Like if I'm eating, I need to count the number of count the amount of food I'm eating. That does not mean that you're whatever you are, you can do. Be free. Body positivity is being free. Like if someone really gets the concept of body positivity, then there's this freedom that you get introduced to. if you understand the topic, you'll get that. Like once you get these sort of topics, feminism, body positivity, these are just ways to make people feel free, because nobody is born with insecurities. You don't come into the world with a certain set of insecurities, like I'm insecure about my waistline or something like that. Nobody comes with those sort of insecurities. We develop those as we grow. Like either that happens because of the comments that we get, or we just develop that because of the general idea that's around us. We get influenced. So we develop that sort of stuff. And if there's something that we've developed, then we can definitely get rid of that, right? It was not something that I was born with. Just because in my genetic makeup I don't get a small waist, that doesn't mean I start hating myself. That doesn't mean that. And there, I saw this really beautiful video of Lily Reinhardt today. Like I was just going through some random stuff on YouTube. So there was a really beautiful video that she had on body image, and I've gone through a lot of like random stuff from celebrities here and there. Half of the celebrities who we would deem really pretty, like Lily Reinhardt, Emma Watson, all of them, I find those women really beautiful. Like they look really beautiful. And when I see them, like I actually found it surprising. Why do they need to go so hard into supporting causes like equality, feminism, body image, and all of that? Like I thought they had everything when I was really younger. Like I was trying to get the concept of whatever is going around me. So I tried to understand why were they so supportive of it. And their stories was, they were, and the judgment that they are exposed to, like when they're younger, they post, like they are open to the whole wide world. So they get hate comments, they get comments that praise them, they get everything. So their stories of how they overcome it, like they would go through rigorous diets, extreme workout regimes, and like be so tired when they go to sleep at night. And it was all worth for nothing because that never stopped. The hate comments never stop, no matter, even if you reach some sort of, like you've put a target, and even if we reach there, the hate comments, the judgment, that will not stop, because there will always be someone or the other having some sort of comment. So you need to put a stop to that, like maintain some sort of stability with the way you take care of body, take care of your body, but that does not mean that you have to cross limits just to become thin and fit into the social image. So that according to me is what body positivity is.
I would
Okay,
like
guys,
to
anyone else? Yeah,
I would like to add on what
yeah.
Srishti said. Uh, sorry guys. Uh, whatever, if you want to do extreme diets or extreme fitness, or if you want to do core exercise or whatever you want, like it should be done for our cause and our health, not because some for society I should be mingled with other, I should be like this. So not for the factors which society needs us to be like what they've said. This is not at all what is that, that is not a set factor, but people in the mindset, they think that this is how a person should be there. If he's a fat, he doesn't suit for the society, only a person who's fit. So there's all the superstitions or whatever it is. We must maintain, we must do rigorous, whatever we do, diets or exercise, we must do it for our case, not for others case, like for the society or people around us. We must not do that. So that is one of the main points I would say. And if people are ready to eat what, like Vinaya said, 30 cup of paneers or 15 payasam, that is their wish. And if they wanted to do, if they want to eat so much, it is up to them. And who are we to say, who are we to stop them? Because it is their life and their wish, their health. We are no one to judge others looks, and we cannot comment, because that is all useless. And like what Christia was saying, because there's about comments, whatever we do, we get comments, or bad or good, that is different. And why, like my parents have always said, well, like whenever I go and cry to them about something happened ill to me, so what they say is, people always comment. Do you know why they comment? Because whenever we try to do something, if we even try to, uh, if we want to try something new, people are always there to comment. So whenever we try something only, we get comments. So there's nothing to be worried about the comments, because if we move on, the same people who wrote ill comments about us is going to praise us. So there's nothing to worry about the comments. And we must do it for our sake and not for the others' sake. That is what I would like to say.
Okay, so can I say something next?
Good, of course.
Okay. So we all know what makeup is, right? People apply stuff to their face, and there's just this really wrong idea that people have that boys can't wear makeup. People wear makeup because they want to feel good about themselves. Maybe they just want to try out something new. Maybe they look like makeup is something which allows you to like edit your face in a way that you like, because you don't naturally look like that, so you can make yourself look like that. It's not something bad. People do it because they want to feel good about themselves. That's the main reason people do makeup, because they want to feel good about themselves. So there's this really wrong concept that people have that boys can't do makeup. I mean, I've not seen that much in India, but I've always seen in US. I don't know if you guys know James Charles. He was really young when he started like doing makeup, and the amount of hate that he received was really like, it was a lot. But um like, you should always remember that you should stand up to what you believe. I mean, if somebody, I do that. If somebody ever says that guys should not wear makeup, then I always say that no, it's a wrong concept. You shouldn't say that. So like, when you're confident about yourself, then like try to help other people out, because like you should be you should give back to society. Like, society has given so much to you, good and bad. So you can try to return the good. Try help.
In Eleanor in Park starts wearing
Yeah,
eye
eyeliner.
kajal or something. Yeah. And then his parents are like, whoa, what are you, a girl? And then he still keeps wearing it. And then, like, after a point of time, everybody accepts it and actually, like, takes inspiration from him. I really like that book.
Like, I hope
Well,
I'm not diverting.
yeah.
Oh, when I go ahead, then
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
No,
Go ahead,
the
go ahead.
makeup part, and then being in US part, and the James Charles part really got me,
Oh,
excited. So I have a little bit for each thing that came up. First of all, what Anshika said about James Charles. Okay, you know what? People, this is something that I have to remind myself. Like, when you become successful, they nothing else really matters. Like, I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but all those stereotypes do not matter when you become successful. He was a person who bought his own house when he was 19. He got a Tesla when he was like, I don't know, like, right? So I wanted to say that, like, just remember that stereotypes and people's opinions won't matter essentially in the end. And also, there's another stereotype. As someone who wears makeup a lot in school, you won't see me without concealer or eyeliner. That's not because I'm trying to impress anyone. That's not because I have something to show to you. It's not because I'm insecure about anything. It's simply because I like it. I like putting it on myself. You can see me running around the dorm trying to find anyone who wants to put on eyeliner, because I will go put eyeliner on them. They will run away from me, but I will find them and I will put it on them. And that is simply because of my love for makeup. It's not, there's a stereotype in society where it's like, if someone wears a lot of makeup, it's it's because they're insecure about themselves. I'm not insecure about myself. And maybe you might think, oh yeah, she's probably insecure about this, that, she's probably insecure about so many things, but in the end I'm really not. And that is what, it's like an enlightenment. You're like Buddha at the end, you when you go through this line of positivity and self-love, in the end it's just like a whole nother world for you. So you might think whatever you want of me, and you might have a perception of how I look at myself, but in the end, I can guarantee you that I don't have any of those thoughts that you think that I might have. So the same with makeup, I think that there is a lot of stereotypes behind that. Oh, she's wearing it for a boy, or she's wearing it for this. No. And when a
Especially
boy wears makeup,
RHMs.
it's
RHMs are like, why are
okay.
you working?
But for boys wearing makeup, it's not like they are transgender or they are gay if they wear a skirt or if they wear a crop top or if they wear makeup. Like, I had this discussion with my mom earlier before. She's like, that's not normal. I'm like, what is normal? Give me a proper definition that everybody in society will agree to. Me and my mom debate about this stuff all the time, right? Because it's important to know what your ancestors and previous generation have talked about, right? So I talk about her. She's like, it's not normal. Why is a guy wearing nail polish? Like, what's wrong with him? I'm like, no, give me a definition of what each gender should do. Come back to me, and then we can talk about it, because I don't agree what you say. So that's not everybody, right? I'm a part of everybody, hopefully. Consider me as a person. I am a part of everybody. So I think I'm rambling right now, but like there's a lot of scope to each of this. So I hope you guys understood what I said. Okay.
Yeah.
Back to you, Shrishti.
Actually, I have a point to add on to like when Anjika said this thing that makeup, like there's this normal definition that guys can't wear makeup. So basically, this randomly happened. Like in quarantine, I started liking this K-pop band called BTS. Okay, so I started liking them, and I like my mom just got to know about it, and some of my friends got to know. So like some people who were fans along with them, they were like, "Oh my god, their music is so good and all," and I was discussing that. Some people very surprisingly committed this. How the hell do you like a band where the guys wear makeup? Like, dude, they're like gay. So I was like, why? I seriously got so confused. Like, why is it such a wrong thing if a guy wears makeup? Like, makeup accessories were not, you will not see any makeup accessory with this is for the like makes women beautiful. It's never like that. Like the product never encourages that it needs to be towards a particular gender. Anyone can wear it. Like that point was so true. I got so weirded out when I heard, why do you like a band which just wears makeup? Like it's okay. And you want to wear makeup, you don't become insecure if you do. And there's this thing that random like there's this stigma. No, I don't know if you call it stigma, but then like there's this stereotype that the less makeup you put and the more like naturally beautiful you are, the more beautiful you are. There's nothing like that. If I put makeup, that's just because I want my face to look a certain way. It does not mean that I don't embrace my natural beauty. That does not mean that. So that one point, like I would actually love to try this stuff called makeup, but then I don't know how to apply it. And Vinaya has actually tried for me, but then I ran away because I can't put that
You
up.
know,
But
one
then,
more thing.
like it's actually yeah, right, right. My point is good.
Yeah,
Back
no,
to you,
I
Vinaya.
just want to say one thing. It's like even if you put like, I know I'm not against all of this, but then uh if you put, I don't know how to say this, but like uh, too much makeup is also harmful to your skin and stuff. Like if you put it every day, and if you keep reapplying it like every hour, it's really harmful to your eyes. Like if you put it every day for once, it's okay, but then if you keep reapplying it like at every interval, then it's gonna harm your skin.
As someone who wears makeup pretty much every day, you should see me in quarantine, okay? I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but I was doing some crazy stuff with my face. My grandma would come in and she'd look at me and she's like, "What is she doing?" Because I look like a clown, right? Once I tried doing a clown, I just look stupid. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is, I think the problem with most of us, no disrespect or disregard for what Bhakti said, but what we try to do most of the time is instead of speaking for ourselves, we generally tend to speak for everybody, right? So for me, I put makeup all the time, but compared to other people who don't, I don't have that many pimples. I break out every now and then, but I don't have pimples. For example, if you, Bhakti, if you don't like putting on makeup every day, then don't. But if, let's say, Spurti likes doing it, then let her. Like, we tend to think our normal is the normal for everybody. So this kind of is like the statement that happens in every topic, right? So if it irritates you that you don't put on makeup, cool, don't do it. But like what we do is we normalize that for everybody, and I think that's the problem for a lot of people, you know. So I wanted to add that because what you said doesn't apply to me, right? But then like I think that the way that generally we make it seem is like, you know, it applies to everyone. And I don't mean this with any disrespect or anything, but this is just like my personal opinion. You know, I love you, Bhakti, but then this is just what we have to do in this club is correct each other's mistakes or whatever. So that's what I would like to say. Okay.
Kashish, we never got to hear anything from you. So there's anything you want to add on makeup, body positivity, anything?
Okay, so I wasn't there in the entire meeting, but
Very
then,
good.
yeah, so no, I don't really have anything to say. I only got to learn, but yeah.
Okay. All right. So we started with body positivity, and like I'm so glad the topic of makeup came up because it's somewhere related. Like it's really related to it, and that's such an important topic that way. If you see like an accessory which is available to anyone who wants to take it, but it's like non it's normal, like it's defined and restricted to a certain gender. So that was a really good topic that we discussed. And like coming back to the topic of body positivity a little bit. So as like we all discussed really important stuff today, that if you want to work out, if you want to maintain a fit body, that does not mean, like, guys, it's really important. Like, you guys, everyone of you who's here, you guys believe in change. You guys believe in body positivity. You guys believe in feminism. You guys believe that the definition of normal that has been put by each person does not apply to the whole world. So you guys believe in that stuff. So I feel like even for me, if I'm supporting something, I should know something like really properly. So I'm supporting body positivity and I am promoting everybody to love the way they are. But then that does not mean that I demoralize someone who prefers to work out and who prefers to be little, like, who prefers to have a thin figure. That, for example, personally for me, I like to work out and I like to, like, keep on doing something to take care of my body. But then that does not mean that if I become a little fat, that does not mean that I start hating myself or start becoming extremely conscious. I'm okay. Having a preference is okay. But then just if you like go here and there, if your schedule goes a little off and you gained a little more weight than the last time you checked on the weight machine, that does not mean that you need to start hating yourself, or that does not mean you need to cook up a new schedule with a really vigorous workout routine and a new diet regimen. That does not mean that. You want to take care of your body, there are many ways to do it, and that's really good. Keeping your body healthy is something that everybody needs to do, definitely. But then that does not mean that you need to put yourself through extreme measures to do it. And we discussed that point like really properly in the meeting. And like, I love to hear your views on your different views. And yeah, so we should not demoralize anyone who wants to have a preference. You want to have a preference, that's okay. And I mean, I know we all joke about it, but I've seen this in CIRS and any, like, even in my previous school, this is like a really random thing. But then I have actually seen, like, someone who's a little fat. Like, in Hindi, they just start calling, Are, ye to thodi moti hai, like, moti aa rahi hai, moti aa rahi hai. Like, you tease someone. Teasing is alright, but then some people really, really take it consciously. So I, for one, like, I for one never do it because I don't know how the person in front of me will take when I just tease them randomly about something. Because everyone's sensitivity level is different. So if I'm teasing someone just like randomly out, I don't even mean any harm. Like, if I'm just harmlessly teasing someone, calling someone fatty, I have some friends who become extremely conscious about it. And that really hurt me when I saw that. Like, that really hurt me because that's so wrong. That's really wrong. You It's safest not to tease people with that, right? Like, I feel feminism, body positivity, and all of these movements, like all of these causes and all of these ideas started was because everyone thought they had extreme amount of rights. Like, what right do I have to comment on someone else's body? What right do I have to set this definition of normal that guys can't wear makeup, that girls have to be thin, girls have to wear full dresses, like girls have to cover themselves up a lot? What right do I have to set that definition? It's people thinking that they have a right to say anything and do anything. You have a right to fight for people. You have a right to fight for the cause you believe in. But you need to make sure that the cause you believe in is not harmful to a particular group of people. So I feel we need to know that before we stand for anything. And that is why I feel topics like feminism, body positivity, all of these emerged. Because too many people in the world started, like, got in over their heads and thought, I can comment anything, like whatever I feel, the person in front of me has to go by it. And because there were a lot of people getting conscious, I feel movements like feminism, body positivity started. So anyone else who wants to add into anything, any new topic you want to introduce relating to body positivity, go ahead.
Actually, I want to say like a personal experience or something. Is it fine?
Yeah, of course, of course.
So, like, when I joined CIRS in seventh, so like 2 3 months later, I went home. People were like, "Damn, you're so thin, man. Gain weight." I went to, I gained what, half a kilo, 2 kilos. They're like, "Damn, you're too fat. Lose your weight." So people, what I felt was, in the 3 years, the people think you're too thin. And when I want to eat something, and they're like, "No, stop, enough." So if I like, I want to eat 4 dosas, for example, my mother will be like, "Stop, 2 3 is enough." Then Ma, you are the one who's telling me that I'm looking thin. Like, I want to increase a little weight, but she'll be like, no, 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 this is enough for you. And when she goes outside, she'll be like, my son is so thin, man. He's not even eating anything. Then what will I'll be like in home, she'll be like, why are you so thin, man? Eat something. Then I'll be like, ma, you are not letting me eat. If you let me eat, then only I will be less thin. Then we'll like go do something. Then I went to school. Again I lost weight because CIRS food does not CIRS and food and meat do not are not a good combination. We never last forever. So when I go home again be like, you're again thinner, go eat something. Like problem is people think when you're too thin, sometimes they don't allow you to do what you want. So like you're thin, be fat. Then after that, they're like, why are you eating? Stop eating. I mean, that's why people, and I stopped caring about my family's opinion for a long time. Like, I do whatever I want. You're telling me I'm too thin and you're not letting me, then how will I be normal? Then problem was till ninth I was like underweight because I was too tall and I was too skinny. So people started telling you have to eat. So I felt okay, I want to eat. Then I started eating. Then now I'm normal and now like now you're too fat. Then after that, I like I don't care. You're gonna tell something. So I told my mother straight. You're gonna tell me something, you tell. But in the end, I've gained 8 kilos. I'm happy for it. Leave me alone.
Yeah, Vinay, you want to say something?
Okay, sorry. Going back to Johan, we will be wrapping up everything soon, by the way. But going back to what Johan said, I'm very glad that this is a platform which we created for everyone to share their story. So we are very happy that you did share your story. We are listening, and yeah. But if I were to say something personally to you, I love the fact that you were just like, I'm happy now. I'm eating whatever I want. It's okay how much I gain. And sometimes our parents are just they're kind of isolated in their generation, not too far away from ours, but in their generation they didn't ask questions, they went with the flow. But that is very different from our generation, and that is the biggest difference between theirs and ours. So when your mom says that, it's not because of anything other than those pre-existing things that she heard and what she wants for you, right? But I love the fact that this is when we need to have a talk with our parents and be like, this is, my mom was a very conservative person before all of this, and you have to have that conversation and be like, this is what you're doing to me, and this is what I need you to understand, that this is not exactly how it is. So I wanted to say thank you for having the courage to come and talk with us. Like that is a
I
lot,
have a question.
and we really, yes, no, it's okay, yeah.
Okay, so it's like so being obese is not healthy. So the one who's obese must try to put in a conscious effort to reduce to a certain weight where you know which is okay. So like they shouldn't be conscious that time, but like should they still love their tummy rolls and should they still love the way they look, or like I am confused about this.
Yeah, totally. Does anyone want to answer? Because I have an answer for that. Does anyone want to give it
I
a
think I
shot?
have an
Or...
answer for it. Maybe
Yeah,
I
go for it.
So saying the answer, there are like two ways people can be obese. One is through genetics and health problems. So like I think there's a disease, I forgot the name, where people start becoming fat at a very young stage. It's not because they're eating too much or they're eating too less. So when that health issue comes, they generally become fat and they become scared, so they try to lose weight. There are other people who are born normal, but they kept on eating. So they, it's not like it's like obese people should be thinner. Like if they want, let them be thinner. If they do not want to be thinner and be the way they want to be, let them be the way they want to be. It's their opinion. We can just say them like try to be thinner. If they have a health problem, maximum what they can do, they have to go to operations and all. If they have the chance to be thinner, then they can be thinner. But if they do not want to be, let them not be. It's their wish.
So I had something to say. It'll be really quick though. So while Johan was talking, although I was listening, I quickly searched up what is obesity, right? Obesity is when you are fat to a point where you have problems with your health. And that is something that if I have tummy rolls, everyone knows I'm a little chubby, but I'm happy with my chubbiness. You know, I would not look good if I wasn't chubby, right? So most people would be like, yeah, why isn't she losing weight or whatever? You know, whatever they can say, it doesn't really affect me. But having tummy rolls is not something that is bad.
What is tummy rolls? Sorry.
It is like when you on your stomach, when you sit down, you'll generally have like a roll of fat.
Okay. Sorry, I just
folds of
didn't
fat.
know. So
No, that's all right. That's okay. We can ask questions. That's okay. I mean, I had to search up what obesity actually meant because we all think that obesity is just a little bit chubby, but it's not. It's when
the session
okay, it's to the fact that you are having health problems, and that is what you think you're obese. Even then, you can still love yourself. Be like, this is how my body is. I don't think that you should ever stop loving yourself for anything, ever. Right? And I'm glad that you asked that question because, like I said, this platform is created for that. So this session has been going incredible, and I love the fact that we're sharing stories, asking questions. This is even if it's like what Shrishti said, you're here because you want to learn and you want to grow, right? Even if that's 2 or 3 people, it's 2 or 3 people that want to change, right? Change is a big thing. No one likes change. No one likes transitioning. No one likes changing their opinion. We all think that we're right? To an extent. I think I'm right all the time. I'm not. My exams say that. But we're here because we want to change and we want to grow. And I think that is the most inspirational thing about all of us. I'm very proud of all of us for being here. So, okay, I'll shut up now. All right.
Sorry guys for that. And like I would like to add upon like what Vinaya said earlier, because like to Johan, she was saying about our mothers think like what they have been instructed to do, so they are passing it on us. So like all these feminism, body positivity, all these things, because people, we always know that people say that girls must be thing like what Shristi was discussing. All this mindset is set up because like it was a trend. You can say it as a trend, not only just rule it. You can say it as trend. It was what was in the older generations or years, you can say. So there is a trend created by people. So like how we once we were people were wearing bell bottoms, loose pants. Now we tend to wear like a track pants which is fit to. So it is like a trend like that. So what we need to do is people like our parents and older generations who came through that think that it is a general mindset that the people think what we had, that is the right thing. And what then some parents, like I would appreciate many do that understand the situation and move on, but some do tend to stick on to that because like it is a generation gap difference, so they will not try to accept it. So it's very difficult for them to accept it. So what we need to do is we need to, if suppose we get opposition like what Johan said, we need to try to make them understand, and we need to create some awareness or educate them on how is functioning on this generation. So how independent or how free willing should a person be. So that is the general idea of all these things. So if we try to make the change, so people understand, then so we could make a change. Not like we cannot change everyone around us by instructing each one, but if we change, so we can generally change the people around us. So that is what I want to do.
Yeah, go ahead. Would you want to say something? Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna say like a lot of things because I've been like quiet for so long and I don't know how I managed that. But I'm sorry if I'm gonna be contradicting any of the previously said points. But okay, so I wanna start with saying this. Over this quarantine, I was like, I came back to home. I was like, I'm gonna get fit. I'm gonna get thin. I'm gonna look good. So me and my sister, we started schedule and everything. We had a proper workout plan. We used to work out in the balcony. So people usually they could see that we were working out in the gym too. Like people could see. So after a few days, like because of I think exams or something, I stopped working out, started studying. So after that, you could see the change in my body that I wasn't working out. So I think we were sitting out one day, and my neighbor, she just came, sat down. She was having some tea. So when I went out, she saw me and she was like, "Oh, you're not working out anymore. I can see that." I was like, I don't think you can say that, like, that's rude, that's offensive, but it's okay. Like, and I just sat down, I was like, yeah, I'm not working, I'm like fine with it, like, I'm cool, I'm having much more fun, I'm just sitting and binge watching, I'm actually eating a lot of food, I'm happy. And she was like, okay. So it's, and okay, I'm just gonna fluctuate here and there because my mind is like very thing. So body positivity, when you usually hear that, like body shaming and all that, people usually, body shaming especially, when you hear that term, people usually go to like women, like, you know, it's only like more of women are being body shamed. It's not like that. There are a lot of men, there are a lot of people, men are extremely body shamed. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a new show sort of thing that Rihanna did. It's called Savage X Fenty. And in her show, there were like a lot of people, different races, different color, different sizes. And there was this male model. He was a plus size male model. And that went viral. Everyone was like, thank you, Rihanna, for bringing this to our life, for showing this to us, because like this, you know, brings up our confidence so much, because it's not wrong if you are fat. And body positivity, it's not only being thin or being fat. It's about acne, hair on your legs, hair on your arms, your face structure. It's a little weird. Your boobs are big, your boobs are small, your thighs are big, your thighs are small. That's everything. All of that, your insecurities about your body, that is what we call, you know, you shouldn't be insecure about your body. That's body positivity. And Lizzo, she said in her recent interview, she was like, why are we still calling it body positivity? Let's call it body normalizing, something like that. It's like, why is fat a bad word? Like, we tease people saying that they're fat. Why is it a bad word? It shouldn't be. Fat is an adjective. It's something that you use to describe people. Why are you getting offended if someone calls you fat? That's the scenario that the society has created. That if you're called fat, then that's an insult to you. It's not. People might say it as an insult, but according to me, if someone came, like my friend recently told me, you gotten fat. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, I'm happy, because I felt like I was like too skinny before. Like, I remember like when I was too young, people used to come and tell my mom, खिलाते नहीं हो क्या उसको? Do you not feed her? Sapad vekamatinga and all that. And like my mom, what would she say? She's like, yeah, she's thin, she's like that only. But like, that's offensive. Why would you say that? And yeah, obviously I've become like a little bit more healthier right now. I'm happy with my body. I'm really happy with my body. Every time after working out, I used to go check myself out in the mirror. Did I lose some like little bit of weight, like little bit of, you know, my waist size and all. Now I don't do that. I'm happy with my body. I'm happy with the way I am. And I'm sorry if it's contradicting any of the statements before said, but it's not necessary for you to be working out. It's not necessary for you to be working towards your health. Being healthy is a passion, and it's not a passion that is shared by everyone. If you don't want to be healthy, it's okay. See, it's up to you. Self-love, it's up to you. What you want to do with your body, you should be comfortable and you should be happy with your choices. That's what self-love is. If you don't want to work out, if you don't want to eat healthy, that's okay. As long as you're happy and satisfied, that's what, you know, makes you lead a good life, I guess. I'm done.
Well, I feel that was a perfect wrap up by Spooky, like the perfect her experience and everything. So guys, this was a great session. Like I had a lot of fun and I really loved listening to all of your points. And it was great today. Like we got amazing views, and actually there were some views that I heard which I didn't know about body positivity. So I learned a lot today too. So I had a great time today. I hope all of you did too. And thank you so much for coming today. And hopefully we'll see you in the next session which is coming up next week. So bye bye.
Oh, wait.
Go ahead.
So we have a lot of things coming up. Like we have, I think, 4 more weeks planned. We have a lot of things. So just join actively, and we're gonna have a lot of fun, a lot of new information, and everything. So looking forward to see you guys there. Have a good day.
Bye, guys.
And also, let's
Thank you
give a
so
round of
much.
applause for the girls up team for organizing this thing. Like who all joined, I think Kanishk, Johan, and Kashish. So just virtual clap, I guess. That's all we can give now.
Thank you so much. That's
Yes.
so sweet.
Yes, thank you. All right, the executive board members can stay back. Everyone else, have a nice night.
You know,
Sleep
actually,
tight.
better
Ganesh,
than the
support
first
DC,
session.
Today's game support DC.
Always.
Okay, bye
Bye.
guys.